Hey everyone. Well, I said I'd start at 6:40. It's 6:44, 3 or 4-ish. But I'm trying to commit to a time, in advance so I can let people know, like you, that I'm doing this. But I get so nervous. Unbelievable. Just these lights on and everything. And so before my wife pressed the record button, I said a prayer. And I realized I want to begin with that prayer. It was given by Adi Kairani, who was one of the Mayor Baba's close disciples, and we happened to share the same birth date, September 4, very different years. But I liked Adi a lot, and this was the prayer that he wrote. And feels especially meaningful to me now, because these are beautiful songs that I don't want to screw them up. Virgos really don't want to screw things up. Anyway, it's the prayer. Beloved Mayor Baba, bless us all, so that in the stress and strain of our daily life and the fluctuations of our mind, we learn to relax wholly and wholeheartedly and float on your ocean of love and call for your breath of joy, your breeze of compassion, and your wind of strength to inundate every fiber of our body, every corner of our mind, and every space in our heart, to cleanse us of all impurity and to make us worthy of your love, your obedience, your service, and above all, your pleasure. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to do 2 ghazals written by Francis Brabazon, that was Baba's poet disciple. He was from Australia. And this is my 9th, I've been doing this over a month now, but this is my 9th live stream in tribute to the work of Francis Brabazon. These first 2 are 2 of his ghazals from his book, In Dust I Sing. Dust he uses as a symbol of surrender to the divine beloved, to God's will, but in a very intimate sense. And this first of these 2 ghazals I'm going to sing of his that I've set to music is A Poet is a Bit of Singing Dust. Now, I also want to say, when he talks about a poet, it could mean a lot of different things. I mean, in one place he writes, all lovers are poets, only some have voices and some do not. They are the green growth piercing through materialism's rot. I don't have that exact, but you get the gist. The poet is the lover who has let his life become rhythmed and rhymed in the divine energy. Also, I think he's referring to a class of human beings that we don't know much of in the West called musts, M-A-S-T. It comes from the Indian word musti, which means intoxicated. And these are folks who they're known in India. They seem to be mad, totally disconnected from the world. But in actual fact, they are divinely intoxicated and have literally gotten lost in their love for God and separated from this world for the most part. And yet they wield power in unconscious ways because the divine is allowed to flow through them. So anyway, all those facets to this jaunty little tune that I said to Francis is really wonderful and appreciative words. Hold it. A poet is a... sorry. See, this is what I meant about nervousness. Here we go. A poet is a man condemned to exile because within his heart there is no guile. A philosopher without a system's rule, having mastered and transcended every school. Every school. A poet is an old man in a child, wise to the world, yet easily beguiled. He goes to bed, cold sober every night, then wakes dead drunk to welcome the morning's light. The morning's light. A poet is a ruin over treasure, a deep ocean that none but God can measure. A deep ocean that none but God can measure. A deep ocean that none but God can measure. He sleeps with dogs, his pillow is a stone. He swings on gates of tides, swings on gates of tides, and tunes bees drones. Ooh, ooh, ooh. A poet is a stronghold you can trust. A poet is a bit of singing dust. A poet is a bit of singing dust. All right. So I wasn't prepared for some of those high notes. Didn't breathe deep enough first. The second one, that's ghazal number 14. A poet is a bit of singing dust. This one, slightly strong language warning. I mean, we already hear on TV, bitch. So it's not going to be that shocking, but if you have young children who might not want to hear that word, this song has it. And but it's a lovely, wonderful ghazal, which I think is now a lovely, wonderful song. And it opens, basically, here's the line. There is a high lake in the snowy mountains to which I would airlift all sons of bitches who mislead simple people by their gab's gift. I just call it, there's a high lake in the snowy mountain. There is a high lake in the snowy mountains to which I would airlift all sons of bitches who mislead simple people by their gab's gift. There I would strip them and dip them in the clear waters to purify them, and bid them walk home. The marching love would not revivify them. Ba-ra-ba-bum-bum, ba-ra-ba-bum-bum-bum, ba-ra-ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. Ba-ra-ba-bum-bum, ba-ra-ba-bum-bum-bum, ba-ra-ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. What a fine world this would be if all the sons of bitches became sons of God, to join in the star song and labor lovingly towards the whim of his nod. Labor lovingly towards the whim of his nod. What a fine time we would have, what grand fiestas, to stitch the old fear wounds and heal the heart blisters. Ba-ra-ba-bum-bum, ba-ra-ba-bum-bum-bum, ba-ra-ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. Ba-ra-ba-bum-bum, ba-ra-ba-bum-bum-bum, ba-ra-ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. But think of the queues stretching across the world to the beloved's door. But God's vineyard would be vast, and there could be no limit to the wine he could pour. Think of the poet musicians and dancers all competing for the smile of his eyes and the wave of his hand in greeting. Back at work, craftsmen and statesmen would exhibit new love precisions and there but for Grayskulls would determine all legal decisions. There is a high lake in the snowy mountains to which I would airlift all sons of bitches who mislead simple people by their Gab's gift. Who mislead simple people by their Gab's gift. For them there's a high lake in the snowy mountains to which I would live them. Yes, those pauses were when I was searching to make sure I went to the correct next couplet. Okay, I'm going to set this down. Oh, by the way, Elena every once in a while needs a few days of uninterrupted sleep, pretty much. And that's why she's not joining me here today. But I know she misses it, and she'll be back when she's feeling a little bit more energized. So I'm going to read these two ghazals from my book, 424 Ways to Find Your Lover, which means 424 ways, ghazals, to find the divine lover within oneself, who is always singing the song of love to the divine beloved. Okay, this first one is my ghazal 171. It's called It Isn't Only Edgar Cayce. You need not be psychic to hear a megaphone right outside your window when you're all alone. If you're on the telephone, you might not hear it, but sitting silent or sleeping and being so near it, how could you miss it unless your thoughts are louder and so absorbing that any outer reality is only grist for the world you make from the one you missed. But given a little stillness, any fool can hear a blaring megaphone, observe a stubborn mule, or feel an angel flying by on wings of fire, and the soft caress of the breath of God lifting you higher. No, you need not be psychic or intuitive, or try to peer to grasp the wider reality. You need simply be present, now and here. Okay, that's one. And the next is ghazal 196, This Losing Game. The croupiers, I wrote the damn poem and I don't know how to pronounce that. The croupiers have closed all the tables. The horses have been released from their stables. The track has been closed. The cashier is fired, and in their place, grace angels hired. From every account, they erase the shame. They are closing down this losing game. All this gambling for a win to put an end to the fix you're in, seeking for a win without to put an end to your own self-doubt. Your bet can only return your worth as you believe it. Stuff the mirth. This is no laughing matter. Can't you see you're losing? The game is fixed. Embrace your real self, or you're in for quite a bruising. That's my ghazal 196, this losing game. And I want to thank you all for being here. And I know Facebook doesn't tell me everyone who's here because the numbers don't match the names on the screen, but I want to say hi to whoever I see here right now. So hold on a sec. Whoops. Ooh. Sharon, good to see you again. Whoops. Oh. There we go. Sharon, Liam Mullen, good to see you again. Someone else there, but I can't get it. Madeline again, so good to see you. And Bill Barry, woo! Good to see you. We'll be back on stage together soon, God willing. And whoever else is here that Facebook isn't telling me about, thank you so much for being here. And I'll be back again tomorrow, God willing. Bye-bye now.
Finish.